Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. So in today's video, we're going to be talking all about Makeup by Mario. I picked up two of his new eyeshadow palettes. I got the matte and the metallic. So we're going to be doing three makeup looks, and I'm going to tell you just first impressions what I think of these two palettes. If that sounds fun to you and this is your first time here, my name is Gigi. Thank you so much for clicking on my channel. I do a ton of makeup reviews, hauls, unboxing, everything like that. So to make sure that you keep up with my content, click that red button over there that says subscribe, and also come over to my Instagram because we do a ton of fun things there that we cannot do in here. And without further ado, let's start. Alright you guys, so let's begin. And a lot of you were not really into this brand. I got really mixed reviews. I did a poll on my IG and on my community tab here in my YouTube, and you said, you know, like no to the brand. I still wanted to try it, you guys. I still want to give it a go because I think that especially the metallics, they just looked really special, and I am really excited to show you the three looks I came up with. So he's released his brand on October 1st. He's exclusive, sold at Sephora, and he's come up with a ton of things, you guys. I couldn't pick up everything because it's just too much, so I only picked up his two eyeshadow palettes. So I ended up picking up his Master Mattes eyeshadow palette. It retails for 64 Canadian dollars. It is a palette with 12 universal matte shadows that deliver smooth, luxurious, highly blendable color. This product is gluten-free, paraben-free, and cruelty-free. It is inspired by human skin tone from light to deep. This custom Pro Matte formula has a feather-light creamy feel and applies evenly with medium buildable and blendable coverage. The timeless palette offers superior grip and adherence with minimal fallout for the cleanest application. So the swatches that you just saw were built up maybe once or twice, and I did, you know, went ahead like back and forth so that it didn't look streaky. I don't feel like this formula is extremely creamy as he describes it, but upon application it was very nice, and you're gonna see that in a minute. So now let's talk about the other palette. Oh, and I did wanted to point out that my black shadow, it completely fell off. It was not glued properly. I mean, it happens to the best of us, but you don't want to see that in a, you know, like a newer brand that just released at Sephora for this price. Anyways, let's move on into the shimmers. A palette of go-to universal metallic shadows that creates endless eye looks in 12 creamy, luxurious shades that melt onto the lids. This product is cruelty-free. This palette is inspired by Mario's love of nature. The creamy shadows deliver a range of chromatic effects from natural to intense with high impact shine. The Luxe formula can be used dry or wet to achieve a light wash or a full coverage color. So as you can see, the palettes look identical. The only way to really, you know, tell one apart is if you look at the back. So you look at the name. The shadows don't have names. They're just metallic 1 to 10 and matte 1 to 10. I think that the packaging is really slick. It's nice. It gives me a little bit of just very simplistic kind of palette. It's not very luxurious. It really is similar to Wayne Goss, to be honest, you know, like square, slick kind of look. So I don't really mind the palette, and also it's really fun and easy to store, so you can just put them one top to the other and then you're good to go. Swatches that you saw, they're about the same, built up once or twice. You know, they are very creamy to the touch. They pretty much, if you touch them really hard, it's like a cream shadow. They will crumble a little bit, but the formula is really special, I feel like. So now let's jump on onto the demo portion application of this video, and then I'm gonna be right back for my final thought. Alright you guys, so I'm gonna do a full on matte eye using this one, and then here we're gonna do the more colorful shades. So I am just gonna play with the shades, and I'll point out which one I'm using from the palette. The shades don't have name, they do have numbers. So I'm gonna use matte 4, matte 8, to deepen out my crease. I'm going to go into my matte 9, which is this red shade, and I kind of want to apply it all over my lid. So I think I want to do that because that's the shade that really calls my name when it comes to this palette. So I'm going to place it all over my lid and then I blend outwards. I'm gonna take matte 8 and just blend the edges. I'm gonna take the shade 1 and I'm going to highlight my brow bone. And this is beautiful, you guys. This is a smoky red. I love these tones and I find them very flattering, and it is always an option if you want to do a smoky eye. So at this point I will leave it like this. I'm just going to apply I'm gonna apply 8, what is this, 10, matte 10, and I'm gonna run that on my lower lash. I'm applying a little bit of shade 10, just blending those edges better. And this is it. I'll just leave it like this. Mascara, lashes. So actually this was really beautiful, friends. The mattes were extremely soft, very easy to just apply and very easy to use. So I am excited, much more excited for this guy. I am going to do sort of like a pinky look, and then I'm going to do a final look with the turquoises. So I'm gonna grab here, I'm gonna grab this shade 6, and it looks like a neutral brown. So I'm gonna run this. Alright, now let's do the metallic. So I'm going to take it on a MAC 242 dry, and I'm going to take the shade 9, and then I'm going to put that in my outer V, and then I'm going to take the shade 2 and I'm going to put it in my inner corner. So it looks like a cream. Look at that. And now I want to use my fingers. I have long nails, so I hate to use my fingers at this point, but I know this is the most payoff and intensity I'm going to get from these kind of shadows. And look at that, beautiful. Then I'm gonna take 2, just this one, and I'm gonna put it in my inner corner. Did you see that? And of course it gets a little messy because I'm using my fingers with long nails. I am going to take just my brush and blend. Just gonna wet this brush, and I'm going to take shade 4 and I'm gonna place that in my inner corner. Blending brush, I'm gonna take no product, just blending the edges. I do feel like I want to wet my brush, so I'm gonna wet the MAC brush, and I'm going back into the lighter pink, so shade 2 and then shade 9. I'm gonna take shade 5, 6, 7 and I'm gonna run that on my lower lap. I'm gonna take the shade, so 9, and I'm gonna run it on my lower lap. Like this. So let me finish off with liner, lashes and everything, and then I'll show you the 2 looks. Alright guys, so I'm back and I applied liner, mascara and a little bit of brown liner in my waterline, and these are my 2 looks. So to begin, I'm going to apply this sticky tape. Any tape will do. These ones are by e.l.f. and these ones are to do liner, but I'm going to apply it so that we can have this sharp edge, and then we're gonna use it as a guide for eyeliner. So I'm gonna take it on this matte palette. I'm gonna take shade 4 and 8 and I'm gonna run that all on my crease. Alright, now I'm going to take shade 10 and I'm going to put it in my outer V. Then I'm going to take shade 4, I'll put it in my middle, and then my inner corner shade is this one, which is 8. So let's begin with the lightest. I did wet my brush for my eye look just because I don't want a ton of fallout, and I could tell that this palette has fallout, so I much rather, and because my base is done. But if I didn't have my base done, then we could do this guy dry. Look at that, you guys. This pigmentation is very intense when you wet it. Almost like a liquid shadow. Look at that. Then I'm gonna flip my brush to shade 4. Then I'm gonna take my brush with no extra product. Just blend those edges. Then I'm gonna take my Anastasia liner, my liquid liner, and I'm just gonna follow the sticky tape line. Okay, I just removed that tape. I'm gonna take the deepest shade, so 10, and I'm gonna run that on my lower lash. And then for my inner corner, I'm gonna apply shade 5. Now I'm just gonna apply lashes, a little bit of brown liner in my waterline, and then I'm gonna friends. So this is my last look. Alrighty, you guys, so now let's talk final thoughts. And I feel like the metallic palettes, you guys, is very special. They are super creamy, extremely pigmented. I mean, you can come out with endless looks. You have every single shade that you can think of in the rainbow. These are gonna be your really intense metallic, so any matte that you place on your crease and you do a wash of color of 1 or 2 shadows, or like you really wet them, you're golden, you're good to go. These are extremely pretty. I really wanted to try this palette, you guys, because of how pretty all the shades were. I felt like I knew it was gonna be special, and I am so glad I gave it a go. I am very happy, very impressed with the metallics in this palette. I didn't have one little bit of problem. You do get fallout with these shadows because, as I said, they can tend to be a little bit crumbly because they are very soft and creamy. So do your eye makeup and then do your base last, or you know, apply setting powder like a lot underneath your eyes, or you know, dust the product afterwards. I did get fallout though. I don't mind with these eye makeup look. I don't mind, girl. Love it. So now another reason that I wanted this palette was to compare this one by Charlotte. We're gonna be doing that right now together. I am excited. So this one is a newest Charlotte luxury palette of tops in the dazzling diamonds. I did a full review on this guy, and the main shade that I wanted to try from the palette was this one. So when I saw Makeup by Mario in this shade, we're gonna put them side by side because we need to see. Okay, what do we think, you guys? Alrighty, guys, so Makeup by Mario and Charlotte. Charlotte is just a little bit darker, as you can see, and the tone is just slightly different. But you guys, this palette I bought because of this shade, and this one is almost I don't know, $65 for these many shades. You pay. I'm just putting it out there. I know this is a luxury brand. I know there aren't any comparisons really, but just in case you were eyeing this palette because of this shade as I did, you can find it in Makeup by Mario for a portion of the price. Alright, friends, so now let's talk matte palette. I feel like this palette is really nice as well. I can't tell you because I didn't use every single shade. I mean, it's just a full matte palette. It looks very boring. But if you don't have one of these, like the VCR matte palette, I'll pop a picture. I don't have that guy. If you have that guy, you're set for life. You don't need a matte shadow in your life. There's every brown, every tone. Just like this one, you guys. It has truly every skin tone that you could think of. Some of the shadows, when I wanted to like to swatch them, you can't even see them because it's truly my color. So I really loved this palette to mix and match. I felt like, you know, they were very creamy, really easy to work with. I mean, what can I say? It's just a boring neutral palette, right? It is, I don't know, it's gonna depend on you guys. If you need an all matte kind of palette, all browns kind of palette, to me and to my collection, I think it was of use because I don't really own anything like this. And so when I was going to use the metallics, I really needed, you know, a blending option, and I felt like mixing these shades was everything. So I am very happy with both his shadows. I am very, very happy and impressed. I want to try his shadows. I want to try his formula. I'm not really interested in anything else. The highlighters and all those things, they didn't really call my attention, so I'm just gonna, you know, hold off. I'm very happy that I decided to try these two. I couldn't put too much attention to the mattes palette. I felt like I only did one look, but that was the only thing I could do, you know, if I wanted to bring you the review. So let me know if you want to see more in depth, you know, just thoughts, any questions, anything, you know where to find me. If you want a rainbow palette and you want a very strong creamy metallics, this one is for you, you guys. You can tell, right? I am so excited to just tell you that I love it. Very, very well done at Makeup by Mario. Alright, my friends, and that's it for today. Everything that I talked about, every makeup product that I have on my face right now is going to be linked in my description box. Thank you so much for your love and support. Let me know what you think of these eyeshadow palettes. Are you thinking about them? Did you pick them up? Which eyeshadow look you like best? Thank you, friends, for your love and support. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!